I drank more than my fair share of coffee today. I was told. Chris went to go make a leftover cup of coffee, and I had already drank almost all of it. She only got half a cup. I drank way too much coffee today. Today was a big coffee day. Um, it's the last night of pre-patch. War Within starts for a lot of us on Thursday evening, coming up the 22nd. I will be streaming Thursday night. Normally I don't stream Thursday nights, but on the launch of games, when there are launches, I will adjust my schedule a little bit. So in this upcoming Wednesday night, I may or may not play in favor of the Thursday night, since it's the next night is the launch of the War Within, and hopefully, we'll have queues and stuff, and hopefully we'll be up and playing. So this is our last guild run of the Radiant Echoes event. We'll dive in, do some fun. I might not even run around. I might just hang out and take some screenshots. You never know. But we're gonna have a guild meeting in Discord here in a bit. We're about 20 minutes out from the guild meeting. I think we've already got some folks congregating in the Discord, if I'm not mistaken. Take a peek. Yep, looks like we got about 15 people already there hanging out. So we'll go join them here in a few minutes, and we'll get going with our stuff tonight. My big thing for me this week is going to be, I've already cleared the inventory for this character, but I have to go do the bank. So my bank and the guild bank needs to be cleaned basically in the lead up to the War Within, because we don't need anything else from Dragonflight. So one of the things we're going to be covering in the guild meeting tonight is anybody grabbing whatever they want out of the bank. We'll talk about it with those guys in a bit, because everything else is getting trashed. And I got to get rid of all these reagents. I'm never going to be using Dragonflight anything, so all this can get destroyed. So I have to go through and do some inventory management ahead of the expansion. I probably won't do it for any other character than my Druid for now, because I don't plan on playing anything other than my Druid through the War Within. And then I'll immediately rolling into my Paladin. And then once I've leveled up the Paladin, I'll probably just be balancing those two. I may take my Mage through at that point. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm pretty content to have 2 mains for the moment. I may have 3. I mean, it's no different than Dragonflight. I had my Hunter and my Druid, and then I rolled a tank. I still want to do the Lightning Shaman, so I may do that at some point. You never know. But I shouldn't need Dragonflight stuff ever again. Two weekly boxes. Cool. I haven't even checked some of that stuff. My balanced Druid. That's my big boy. That's a chunky boy. Chunky boy. But not really. Just a scrawny little night elf. I love this character. I love it even more now that I can do bird flight. Yeah, baby. Oh, we just learned a whole bunch of achievements as a guild. Let me land and check out what those were. Dungeon deployment. We just earned Exalted as a guild. That's really cool, guys, for this to happen on the stream. Okay, we were in Exalted with the dungeon reputations below. Raise 55 reputations to Exalted. 25. Diplomacy. Pandarian Embassy. That's so nice. Oh, someone just said it's a bug. Oh, I feel so I feel so jaded now. Uh, that's awesome. All right, folks, before I head into Discord to hang out with people, I typically play World of Warcraft on Wednesdays and Saturday nights. On Wednesdays, I usually start around 6 p.m. Once we start the War Within, I will be starting at 6 p.m. as well. Raids are at 8 p.m. on Saturday nights, and I do stream them all and or record them all for viewing here on the channel. We do not do heroic or mythical. We do normal mode only. So nothing sweaty happens here. We have a really good core crew. We formed at the end of last year. Right after the World Soul Saga was announced. And we went through Dragonflight together over the course of the spring, like the winter spring. And then we moved into the Panda remix during the summer. And now we are back, coming into the War Within. And the objective for this is the entirety of the World Soul Saga, so the next 3 expansions. What's up, Neftorious? What's up, Red Jar Jar? YouTube and Twitch, thanks for tuning in, guys. Everybody who's new here tonight, I stream on both platforms, multi-streaming. So you can follow where you want, choose where to watch, support where you care to. Thanks to those of you who can and do, because it keeps me doing this full time. Daily streams happen at 11 a.m. Central Time. Those are the main streams. And then the evening streams are Monday nights, Lord of the Rings Online, for the moment. And Wednesday and Saturday nights is World of Warcraft nights. We're about to roll into the War Within on Thursday of next week. So next week's Wednesday stream will be a Thursday stream instead. And then I'll probably be maining World of Warcraft Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I think maybe Tuesday. Because then on the 27th, Star Wars Outlaws launches. That becomes the main game for the daytime streams. And then after that point, World of Warcraft will only be on Wednesdays and Saturday nights, but I will be playing 3 to 4 hour sessions each time I log in. And again, raids on Saturday night. We are on the Moonguard server. We've had a lot of people ask about joining. We used to have open recruitment. We no longer do. If you would like to join, you can go to my personal Discord. Links are down below. You can post your interest in the World of Warcraft section. And when we open up recruitment, because we will be taking a look at some additional people once we get deeper into the War Within and we start raiding, our current timeline for that is around mid-October. We're going to see who's ready to raid with us at that point in time, and we will possibly be making some selective recruitment spaces open via my personal Discord, so if you want to come join us, you'll be able to pay attention there. I don't think you have to be on Moonguard anymore because of cross-server guild stuff, but it's better if you can be for screenshots, and I guess it doesn't matter anymore. We'll sort that part out. I haven't dug into the whole cross-guild thing too much yet, so. I know people are asking where are we meeting up tonight, so I probably need to start inviting people. So let me go get in the Discord. I need to, sorry, I got sidetracked with getting a good screenshot. Where are we? We can meet. I'm looking for a cool place to meet here in Dalaran. Oh, just outside the bank looks pretty cool. Okay. I do need to adjust the sound down before I join Discord, otherwise I won't be able to hear anybody. Audio, bring this down to like 25%.
Did I have that, didn't I?
I think there's got to be a lot of people on to get that to happen, so yeah.
To get what to happen?
I think we're in multiple different portal rooms.
Oh. I'm going to start doing invites here in a second. My wife's keyboard is all backwards. Dak already knew what was going on. They've got a new tab now for all the party and raid stuff, which is kind of cool.
I'm at the bank steps.
Yeah, it should get us all in the instance here in a minute. Same instance.
I'm still in a Mildred seal right now. I'll hook up with you as soon as I'm done.
Yep. Let's check this out. I'm gonna have to move my bags. Because they're covering the top of my new raid window.
I
Yeah.
have to swap my whole screen around when I go to my daughter's place because I'm on a lappy. I
Yeah.
have to move it. And when I come home, everything's squashed on each other, and I'm like, holy crap.
I know. No, I'm looking at this right now because of the new raid UI, the new group UI, and it's behind all like where you have that bar with all your bags and inventory. It's like, no, now I gotta move shit around.
Sucks.
Yeah, and it's yeah. I reset the UI the other day on one character, then I went and played the next one, and it was all stacked, and it was like, oh, I forgot that I reset over here, and
Yep. It's very annoying when it happens.
Oh, did I miss Syraxis, I think?
Don't miss me.
Spam
You
me.
gotta X up
Yeah.
before he can invite you.
Are you all upstairs?
We're at the bank. Just it should get us all in
Okay.
the
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
X please, because I am horrible about this, and I'm trying to get
Oh
Okay.
no,
Run up.
Ren, don't do that. She's lazy.
I'm trying to get Bubbalonia his assistant privileges so he can help invite and stuff, and also Rainy. There's Mads.
Okay, I'm up near the bank.
I haven't been here enough to know where the damn
I
bank is.
don't know this place worth a damn either, so I just happened to see the bank when I was running through town, and I was like,
The question is, which bank?
Yeah, go to the right bank.
oh
not the
shit,
wrong
is there more than one Badurus?
Yes. There's a Horde bank, which you all appear to be at, and there's the Alliance bank where I'm at.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
there was more than one.
And Mad's over here with the Alliance, at least. He knows
For the
what's
Alliance,
going on.
if you leave the portal room and make a right, it's just there in the corner. Kind of easy to get to the Alliance one. I don't know where the Horde one is because I've not played my Horde tune over here much.
Oh, it's just over to the left of where we're looking up where the flight path is, down there.
Yeah, technically you can use either.
Technically,
It's just
across.
yeah. It's just there's one on the Horde side, and then there's one on the Alliance.
Oh, all right. Well, let's
But you can go in either. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I see where you guys are heading now. Forgot to grab my controller. Do 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 do. Mads, is that like a fire, like shield effect? What was that?
Yeah, it's a self bubble. It absorbs damage, and then any damage that's taken is reflected back.
Okay, cool.
Like the ice one.
What's up, Korvac Bubbleody on the channel? Red Roger says, watching you while I level a new Lotro tune. Dude, I'm going to get a burglar going on Monday night. We're going to do the River Hobbit starting area, because I haven't done it before. And that's going to be the agenda for probably the next couple few sessions. All right. Anybody else need an invite?
Me?
Somebody denied it a second ago.
Might have been me.
It was Carassa, right?
Yeah.
You declined. There you go.
No.
You're even worse than being lazy.
It's like I gotta get serious. Bring my laptop to the forefront.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm slacking. I'm looking at the thing, and Rainy's got 12,000 achievement points, and I've only got 1,600. I feel like I'm slacking.
What's
Phobos
going
is-
on? That's
Phob-
because Rainy does nothing but go for achievements.
Okay. Browser's got 5K. Vobus is 5,500. Korvac 2,000. Chop chop. I got a lot of catching up to do.
Keep in mind what you're looking at too is still a character achievement. So your
Yeah.
warband achievement is actually even
Higher,
Even
probably.
more.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
That's cool. I haven't really gotten into the achievement side of things yet, so. Oh, Jesus. Rainy
Alright,
just said my
so
account's 33K.
I'm talking smack, but I've got like 10K, so
Minus 24,000.
Neftaris says, I really liked your video on playing World of Warcraft with the controller. Is there any class you wouldn't
21,900.
recommend playing? I have not yet set up a healer,
I don't
and I have a
Yeah,
feeling
I'm
that
on a
trying to be a
3600
healer with
warband.
the controller out of the box is probably
That's my warband.
out
I
of
don't know
the
why.
realm of
Maybe
possibility for what
my
I know how to do with the controller. Now, there are add-ons which do the
Right.
controller, which I think make that easier, but I would not personally play a healer on a controller
mine probably
in a
should be
group that I
higher
don't know. I
since
do with my
played
brother and my
this
nephew,
release.
but I'm
Me
like,
too.
it's easy for the three of us, so
Anyway.
I just use the
But I am now an achievement
the left and
whore,
right
so
on the thumb pad
I can proudly
to
say
select
that.
targets. I have one set up as the main tank,
And
which is
a
my
mouse
brother, and the
one.
other one cycles through my party members.
Lips
So
has
it's two
18.
people. So I just thumb it over and it switches one to the other. I can heal that way, and I could probably do that in a full group by using the thumb toggle. But I don't know how
How's everyone
effective I would
been?
be in raids that
Good.
way.
Good, good.
Unless I was
Out.
only a
I'm
main
trying to
tank
pack
healer,
up
and then I
and
would just
move.
keep it on the main tank and not worry about
Ooh, that's
anything
never
else.
fun.
Yeah, I know. I'm only taking the stuff that I really want. I mean, most of the furniture and stuff is just going to be donated.
All right, I gotta grab my notebook. I think we have all the people we need for the meeting. So let me timestamp this. And we'll get going here. I gotta remember to change the guild message tonight. All right, so this is our last night. I think everybody's ready to move on. And the War Within is here. Get done with the Radiant Echoes event. Next week will be our first guild event night for the War Within. And I realize not everyone has the Epic Edition pre-ordered, so for some people, you'll be waiting until the next weekend to do anything. But on the 24th, we will do our first guild harvesting night in lieu of a raid, because we're not going to be starting any raids until mid-October, maybe early October. We'll see how quickly everybody gets to 70, so that timeline might be adjusted for raid starts. It's just going to depend on when we all get leveled through, everybody gets their earthen characters created, leveled where they want them to be, and then we can start looking at the raids. So I think we estimated 6 weeks, which may be more than a buffer and more than enough, but we'll see. But next weekend, on Saturday night, we will do like a guild harvesting run. I don't know yet what we'll do. I'm assuming the starter zone for the War Within. Maduros, you played quite a bit of beta, didn't you? I didn't really jump
Yeah, a
in too
good bit.
much.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we can expect to see typical like Dragonflight where we roll in and it's just going to be you got your mining nodes, you kill a bunch of mobs, and we could just go in as a guild and just swath across the countryside.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what.
the crafting's very similar.
Okay, to Dragonflight. That'll be good. So I would say anybody who wants to be crafting, be thinking ahead because Saturday nights for at least the next few weeks, I want the Saturday nights is just going to be show up. We're going to harvest as much as we can, and it's just going to all get dumped into the guild bank so that we can get people leveled up as quickly as possible as crafters, so that we can be ready to go on whatever is like the best gear that we want. And for cosmetics and everything else, because now we can do cosmetics across the war bands, and that's going to be a big thing for a lot of people. So we'll have that as the main priority for Saturday nights. We'll probably need to. Rainey, did you say you wanted to help with crafting? I can't remember. Somebody did.
Yeah.
I will ping you sometime this weekend, or early next week, and maybe we can brainstorm a little bit about crafting stuff, um, to sort of start to put an idea together of who wants to do what and how we deal with the resources and all that other stuff. And anybody who wants to be involved in that as a crafter, we do have a crafting channel that we've not yet done a lot with. So we're going to start to utilize that. I'll definitely be going leatherworking, but skewed more towards, and I understand there's lots of specialties. I'm not an expert on the Dragonflight crafting style, so that's where I have a lot to learn and how it's going to be working here. I know Maduros has a lot of experience with that as
Same.
well. Okay, cool. Yeah, so there's going to be some of us who have a lot to learn. But as I understand it, it's like if I go leatherworking and I specialize towards like gear that's good for the Moonkin Druid, someone else can come in and still do leatherworking and spec towards a different aspect of armor crafting, correct?
Yeah, you
Oh, yeah.
leatherworking's got mail and everything in it too.
Oh,
So
okay.
you know, I know like my hunter's got leatherworking for the mail.
Perfect. So that's something we can iron out in the crafting section is who's going to be focused on what specialization so that as we start to come across all the components, we know who to funnel them to. So there's a crafting channel. We'll start to use it. And we're going to be doing harvesting nights on Saturday. Let me make a note here. Apart from that, in terms of recruitment, I would say anybody who's interested, we're still kind of in a holding pattern until we see how many people come back from their hiatus into the War Within. I don't know how many people are here tonight. We've got like 15 people. I would say I kind of think we'll have 15. It feels like we're going to have 15, 20 people going into the War Within. And we may not need to stress too much about recruitment at the moment, but as we start to get towards what everyone starts the War Within with may not be the character that they decide to raid with, if that makes sense. Like I don't necessarily plan on raiding with the druid. I would like to get an earthen paladin leveled up. Once we have all that lined out and we have a raid list, we may need to strategically pick up a few people. I've had half a dozen people reach out in the Discord, leave their interest. I guess we could just keep an eye on people and decide when and if we're ready to start opening up the doors to more, because we only need 10. Does it still? Someone said last time we talked about this that there's a scaling thing between 10 and 14 or something like that, where the difficulty just pumps up. I can't remember. But in any case,
It flexes, yeah. If you have the more that you have over 10, it's kind of like the more that everybody kind of needs to be pulling their weight, if that
okay,
makes sense.
it makes total sense. Which brings me to the next step, which is I know this got discussed at the end of our Dragonflight normal run. We reached a point where because we were up against the wall with the clock, because they were changing the gear score system, we ran out of time to do Firak. And so we shouldn't have that issue here, but I do know we've already talked about it in one of our officer meetings that we're probably going to be looking at implementing. We did this a little bit Dragonflight. We had some gear requirements for people to be like, you need your gear score to be here before we can attempt this raid. We're going to have to be looking at that. I don't know what that number will be yet, but be conscious of that because at some point in order to be able to do the raids, we will have to have everybody be paying attention to their gear score, and that might mean doing something more than just showing up on like Saturday night for the raids. There may be some additional time needed to like bump up a couple points of gear score, but we don't plan on doing beyond normal mode, so I don't know what that number will be yet, but we'll be looking at that on a case-by-case basis as soon as we hit a brick wall that we think we need to overcome. But we did
Grind
pretty.
gear, people. Grind gear.
I feel like we did really good on Dragonflight, and had we had more time with Firak, I think we would have been fine. But we only ended up having like those 2 or 3 weekends before they changed the gear score, and we just were like, well, let's just go on do them on looking for Fellowship mode.
For War Within, is there any roles that we should be concentrating on that maybe we don't have enough of?
I would like to, yeah, I don't know yet. That's going to be something where as we approach like early October, and people start to finalize what they want to raid with, we'll probably do a roll call and take a look at what we have, and then think about, does anybody want to, as they're rolling up alts and everything else. I don't know quite yet. We could probably even start that now if people already know what they have planned. Let me jot that down in
Well,
my
I've
notes.
got one of like everything, so just tell me what you want me to play, and I'll be good.
I think an important part of that would be if you're someone that's offering to be a tank and maybe less so the healers. I would think more so the tanks. Hopefully, those are the players that are going to be a little bit more consistently available each week, rather than have
Correct.
somebody that's like, "Oh yeah, I'll tank," and then you're not going to show up
So-
for 4 weeks, and we're
I-
struggling to try and compensate for that.
I love that you mentioned that. Mads, you're still planning on tanking with the Pally, right?
Yes, sir.
So my objective, I've already talked about this in a couple meetings ago, is to avoid that issue cropping up, Rainy, because this happened during Dragonflight. We ended up having some tank issues towards the end. I've always been the main tank for the guild every time we've done this for like the last 10 years as a community. This is the first time where I kind of didn't do that, and I left the reins open and let Maduros take charge. And I am going to be bringing an Earthen Paladin up so that I can balance against Maduros, because one of us will always be there. And then as we have other people who have other, like Protection Warrior, I know Duck had done a lot of tanking for us during the previous season. I think Jal, you were leveling up a Paladin, didn't you?
Yeah, I got 6 paladins.
Okay. So we'll have, I would like to say that we'll at least have Mads and I to cover any main tanking duties, but then there will definitely be opportunities for other people to step into that role, because I know Mads gets called away for work sometimes. I may need to deal with something from time to time, so there will definitely be roles for other people to step into the tanking positions. But to hopefully alleviate any of that issues happening, I do plan on maining a Paladin in the raids once I've leveled it up alongside Maduros, and then we can fill in the gaps between there as needed. So we should be able to hopefully stay away from that happening, because that did get a little.
Sometime around October of next year, we'll be good to go with Ren.
The reason why I asked though is because I have a Blood Death Knight that I enjoyed playing in Panda, but I don't know if I will enjoy playing it in this.
Right, and that's why I was suggesting everybody just wait. We'll take, as we get to talking about a roll call, I mean, I don't want people to, I don't think not everyone's going to know what they want to raid with right now. So I want to give people a few weeks to figure out what they want to play first. But we definitely have tanks covered. I know we're going to need healers. So we'll stretch our legs out from beyond there as we get going.
I'm gonna start leveling with Tammy, and then we can have that discussion, and I can, like I said, I've got like one of everything.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'll do whatever we need to do.
Yeah, and I'm leveling up the druid through the War Within, so I should be able to be there for any groups that happen in any role, whether it be resto druid. I'm spec balanced, but I'm comfortable healing. I'm comfortable tanking as needed on that character. But I will, once I get the paladin leveled up, that'll be I'll keep this guy for questing and stuff, but I want the pally to be there for the Saturday night stuff and for dungeon tanking.
Could I mention something, Ren?
Yep,
Just as
go for it.
I've seen the question floating around, and just for anyone that was concerned about it, as long as we're doing normal mode, It doesn't matter if you're Horde or Alliance. It only matters that we would all need to be Alliance if we're doing LFR, because you can't queue in cross faction. But as long as we're doing normal modes, it doesn't matter if you want to play Horde or Alliance, you'll still be able to participate.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that because I did forget to bring that back up because we were doing that last year up until we switched over to LFF. So we can go back to that Horde, whatever you want to main. And also, does anyone know how is the new cross-faction guild stuff working now? Because
Really good.
so does that mean that you can join from any server and then you get into the group and you get into our instance like we are right now here in the bank, and then you can go do raids and groups and stuff?
Yep, you can even get into the guild bank now.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Okay.
That's sweet.
That is sweet. Because somebody asked me the other day, and I was like, you know what? I don't know enough about how it works yet to answer your questions, so I haven't tested that out at all. Cool. All right. The only other thing I can think of on the meeting stuff, and then I'll open it up to anybody who's got any other questions or comments stuff, is going to be the guild bank. I'm just going to give everybody tomorrow. If you want anything out of the guild bank, whether it be resources or whatever, you have all day tomorrow and all day night tonight. Go grab whatever you want because I'm clearing the bank out on Monday, and I'm just gonna be deleting shit. So I would say any sort of resources you think you need from there, grab. We could always use. Go ahead.
Please just don't delete it. Sell it on the auction house.
Well, I
and
don't
put
know.
the-
I don't know
Well,
what's what. So.
But just sell it for whatever it comes up with, and then just take all that money and just put it in the guild bank and use it as repairs.
All right, I will check that out.
Yeah, don't delete it, dude. You'd be surprised how much money's in there.
Okay, that's a good tip. My whole thing is the act of going through and trying to figure out what's the best price for everything is a time nightmare that I don't want to deal with. But if it's just stick it on the auction on whatever it defaults to and sell it.
Yep.
All right, I can take care of that. And anybody else who wants to do that as well, feel free to help because there's a lot of stuff in there. But tonight, tomorrow, anything you want out of there, grab it. Because my plan is Monday morning I'm going to log in, and anything that's left, I'll stick it in the auction hall. We'll sell it because I want to start the expansion with a clean bank, and then we will in the crafting channel we'll sort out what tabs are going to be for crafting mats and regions, and I'll probably open up some more of the bank slots. Because I think only the first 3 or 4 are available to members. We've got all 7 of them. I'll probably keep the last 1 or 2 just for the officers and captains and stuff. But then we might be able to open all the other ones first. But then anybody who wants to contribute, you always can. I think we've got like 275,000 gold in there or something right now, so we're not like starving for money. And once we start raiding, I will make those funds available for guild repairs. I just always got to be prompted to remember to turn it on. Because I always freaking forget. I got nothing else. Anybody have any other questions, comments, etc. to talk about before we wrap up for the evening?
I got nothing.
I can't think of anything now.
I was just going to add to what you were talking about with us waiting to figure out what everybody wants to play. These are the talents that you have now are the final talents. But when you get into hero talents, your class may play completely different than what you're used to. And you might not like it the way it plays. And you might end up liking something you never played before.
Been trying to watch videos that come out, especially trying to make sure that, yeah.
That is a good tip.
Yeah, because I mean, there's classes like Windwalker. I know a lot of people stayed away from Windwalker, but with the hero talents they have, they play very fluid now. They got rid of a lot of the button bloat that they had. Subtlety rogues they got rid of some of the button bloat, but depending on how you spec in your hero talents, all those buttons are replaced with other buttons. And
so is the Windwalker the monk healer, or is that? I didn't get deep enough into the monk. It's the DPS one. I was gonna say. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point because I haven't even dug into what I want to do for my druid yet. I'm assuming something nature damage related, but I'd forgotten all about the hero talents and how that's going to change classes. So that's a good one, Mads. Thanks.
Yes, and every spec is going to have access to 2 different sets of hero talents. You have to choose one set, obviously, but some of them will play completely different. I know, like warlocks, they'll get like they have destruction instead of using like immolate. You use wither, which is an
Yeah, that
instant
changed for
cast
both.
dot. Yep.
Yeah, change
Stuff
both
like
that for corruption and for the I can't remember what it is for the destruction.
Yeah, and
Nice.
where like affliction was in a rough spot during this expansion, it's pretty good with the hero talents.
Yeah, I love my affliction warlock on Panda.
I've got a couple of I don't know how many people use these, but I had a couple of these stashed in the guild bank, and since we're all here outside of the guild bank, let me put these in raid chat. I guess we'll do these one at a time. If you don't have one of these and you want one of these, we'll just do, what is it, a roll or whatever? I've got a couple of battle pets. I've got a stitched pup. If you guys want to roll on that, like 1 to 100 or whatever, and high roll wins. I got another one too. I don't know if anybody needs these. You might already have these. I don't know where these came from, but they're in the guild bank. It's really super easy. It's a solo game, a lot like Star Wars: The Old Republic now. Brett play game. It's Brett, but I'm spelling it out for people who might be watching from Twitch too. Victorious has been super casual with WoW in recent years. Always had trouble finding a good guild, so I'm very excited for the new solo con, especially Delves. Yeah, War Within's awesome. Everything's solo now. It's great. All right, so we got 3 rolls. Nartim, where are you at? Can I trade?
I'm not.
You're not
with you
here.
right at this moment.
Let me see if I
I'm,
can mail it to you.
I can get over there real quick. I didn't know we were going to be at the bank.
Oh, it's all good. I can send it in the mail. I think I can send this in the mail. I'm about to drop it in the mailbag. Stitched pup. Send. All right, you have been sent the mail, sir.
Cool.
I got one more, guys. So anybody who wants this one, go ahead and roll 1 to 100. God, that's hideous, guys. Ugh. I've never gotten into battle pets. I totally need to. I watched some videos the other day, and it looks super fun. But it's like a whole nother just little mini game thing. All right, Lip's the only one rolling on that one. All right, default win.
Yeah.
Wrap your lips around this.
Art don't control look first.
Trade. All right, cool. Well, that's a wrap, guys. Thank you very much. Good times.
Let's go War Within.
Time for the War Within.
Yay.
Thursday night. I don't know. Do we have a timeline on when the servers are coming up on Thursday night?
Probably 6 p.m.
I think it's 5 Central, 5 Pacific or something.
If it works the way it has in the past, the server won't go down. Basically, the switch flips and you'll be able to go at 6 o'clock.
So they do kind of like with because I was there for the Wrath Classic launch, and that's how they did it too. I didn't realize that's how they did it for everything.
Yeah, that's how that's traditionally how they've done it. They, who knows what could possibly happen beforehand if something breaks or whatnot. But usually it's just when the clock turns over, then the quest or the whatever becomes available that sends you on your way.
Sweet.
Isn't the big downtime date this Tuesday?
Well, they already patched a bunch of stuff in too.
Yeah, they have an extended maintenance on Tuesday.
Yeah, just 3 hours is what they're for.
Cool. All right, well, I'm gonna go run the event. If anybody else wants to run it for a bit, you can. Cool, awesome. I'll need to drop raid for it though, because we don't get the dailies. We'll do one more. I'll do one more run for good luck's sake, and then be done with Radiant Echoes. Happily done. And when does Panda stop? Is that tomorrow, or I know it's
Day after tomorrow.
day after tomorrow. Because then I can go get my mage set up with his warbound gear that I've been stashing.
Tuesday at 8 a.m.
Okay, perfect. How many characters did you end up leveling, Babylonia, through the event?
Through this event
Yeah.
or
No,
through
through
the
this
Panda?
one. No, this one.
2. From 10 to 70.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember you did a couple. I just wasn't sure if you
But
did
I'm
more than
kind of
2.
cooked on it, so I'm looking forward to the new expansion coming next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be so good. I can't wait.
I just had to have the transmog for each of the armor types. I don't know if you got it just from doing one or not, but I didn't want to take any chances, so.
Yeah, I didn't really I didn't focus on any of the transmog, to be honest with you. Other than the Griffin, I did get the Griffin.
Well, you got the Wing Rider too, then, because it gave you both when you bought the Griffin.
Oh, that's right. There's a Horde one and a Alliance one too.
Are we reforming into new groups or something?
Well, you could just do it on your own while you're hanging out in Discord, because it won't let us get
Alright, I
credit
just
for the.
gotta figure out where y'all are at then. I never can figure out.
Oh, I'm already in the zone. Otherwise, I would invite you because I'm
So
not.
am I, but I just don't know where you are.
Oh.
Alright, Jow got me.
Okay, cool. No, I'm stuck behind a building.
It's one of the rare times when I'm in here first. That's just because I lost everybody else and I said, here's a portal.
Take it, go.
Are these echoes a message or merely a response?
I'm just happy I got the disc mount from Panda. That's been a long time thing that I've wanted.
What mount?
In World of Warcraft, a disc mount. I really wanted one to have because I loved him in EverQuest 2, and I always lamented the fact that I didn't have a disc mount in Warcraft.
I got all 3. I had so
Nice.
much bronze on all of our tunes for me and my grandson that I bought all my missing ones, I think.
Nice. Buy all the things.
Yeah, well, I had to log into every tune to just get rid of the bronze. Don't waste it,
Senior, I'm afraid. I don't want to count. It's scary. The number's too big.
Well, I know I did at least 5 paladins over there.
Gotta try them all, man. That's like I have so many. I've leveled a smuggler multiple times through Star Wars: Old Republic because why not? You could do all the different specs. It's fun. Yeah, it doesn't have to be intimidating. It's so like these days it's literally a solo RPG. You could go do group stuff if you want to, but it's all like you could do the dungeons you do as a follower dungeon now, so you get NPCs added to your party to fill in for other people. The delves, same thing, but they're smaller bite-sized dungeons. You get one NPC that comes with you that you can change this. He can be a healer, tank, or DPS. Kind of like a Star Wars: Old Republic. You can have your characters be a healer, tank, or DPS. Raids, there's a story mode for raids now, so you can go get the story of the raid completed without actually having to do the raid. And then if you want
God,
to, you
I
can
just
do
got here and he's already dead.
looking for fellowship.
This is the problem when you
And
guys
then
are
you could do the
Americans
dungeons, you
are on.
could do fellowships, you could do all that stuff looking for group, or you can join a guild, do it all on normal mode, which is what we do for dungeons and raids. But and we do heroic dungeons and mythical dungeons, but just for funsies. And there's only like a couple of groups out of the guild that'll do the mythic stuff. Most people are happy with just normal mode doing story, which is why we're very non-sweaty. And you could totally play it however you want. But like my nephew, he logs in like once a week, plays with my brother and me, and has an amazing time because he just treats it like a little single player. He's been logging in by himself a couple times a week and then logging in with us and getting some group stuff done. He had his first dungeon experience a couple weeks back. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. What zone were you in, Anro? That something's already dead.
In the current zone with Anixia.
Oh. Oh, well, you must be in a different... I'm in a different phase, I guess. Because mine, he's up.
Ah, okay.
In mine, he's up.
Oh, that's crazy.
We're still working. I'm not in a group, well, that's why. So, they have different phases.
I suspect that they're mashing multiple servers together for the events. Which is why some of us get into one phase and then the rest are in another.
It would be cool if they let you do it as a raid group instead of being like, nope. But I understand it's like a group quest.
Oh, there's enough people around for raid group. It's crazy.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they had like another tier for like, hey, you're gonna go do it with your guild as a raid group here. That'd be interesting. All right, I gotta go stash these in the Crystal Tower. Alright, she just popped in mine. Oh, maybe not.
I got sick of not playing my hunter, so I'm playing it now that everything else is leveled up.
No time for nostalgia, champion.
These muck shell pincers are really pretty coloured here. I'm thinking pet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you can take these. Yeah, I've never even thought about it.
Hey, can I ask our guys something?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm trying to kill something. My brain!
Hey, did y'all notice when you level a character, the Radiant Echoes, you don't get the gear, the level 70 gear?
I haven't, like, when you level a character, I haven't leveled any characters through here, though.
I got 3 or 4 pieces on each character by the time I got to 70. Stuff that was better than the level 70 stuff you buy, too.
Yeah, yeah.
I only got 2 pieces, and then the rest I had to buy for the Orc Warrior.
I'm ashamed to say how much I have.
Yeah, I mean, it's RNG, but...
Well, leveling, for whatever reason, you get, like, the eye level's like your actual level instead of what it should have been for the eye level for your level.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Alright, Onyxia's up on mine.
Ah, we just smashed it over here.
I was using heirlooms most of the time, but I noticed there was a big jump in the early 60s or late 50s.
Yeah, once you hit 60, it jumped up into like the 300 eye level stuff at that point. But pre 60, It's garbage.
Yeah, I noticed. I leveled a Goblin Rogue because Goblin was the last race I had to unlock their heritage gear transmog. And in the 50s, I was getting item level 340 gear from dungeons. And I hadn't even hit 60 yet. So by the time I went to the Dragon Isles, I already had gear that was equivalent of the what they wanted to give me if I ran like the world quests. They were like item level 350 gear at level 60.
Nice.
Of course, that goes up by 70. I think it's giving you 420 or something. I gotta say, I fell in love with the Goblin sneak animation. The whole tippy toe while you're.
Oh, that sounds
in
cute.
bed. Oh man!
Like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. That's how they stealth around, like little.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
I should have made one.
And the quest to get the gear was pretty funny too.
It seems Azeroth has
If
no
you
limit
haven't done a Goblin yet, I recommend it just to do that last quest because Gallywix is involved.
Sounds like I need to make one just to have fun.
Yeah, sounds funny.
Said Goblin?
Yeah. And you know, if I actually started out, I did their starting area, which of course they all talk like Sopranos, mobsters. But yeah, the quest was pretty cool. It really was. And I wanted to name him
Neftori says,
Gremlin,
I always
but
had
even Mad
trouble picking a
Gremlin was
main.
taken. So I named him Mad.
I have lots of
Ferengi.
characters.
Because
Oh,
goblins kind of look like Ferengis.
They kind of do.
Yeah.
Other than the mobster
They
talk.
got great lobes.
Look at that damage. Yeah, there's tons of damage happening on these public events, for sure.
They kind of fit too, because some of the goblins you talk to, rather than talking like mobsters, they do kind of, remind you of Ferengi. Rules of acquisition.
It's a fair point.
Did you throw down that vibe?
See you around.
Oh, I remember coming to this hut in Wrath Classic, because this is Tabitha. Wasn't there like a quest?
Tabitha. Yep.
There's like a mage quest or something here where there's like a ritual you have to perform, and
there
there's
is.
like
And then you have to kill someone in the hut.
yeah, and then there's like waves of mobs that come through. Ah, I vaguely remember this. Yeah.
Yep. Think of nightmares when WoW came out the first time.
Yeah, she also had a quest that sent you into Zul'Farrak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember being here like this. I took a step inside this cabin and saw her, and it was like it just triggered all those memories. And that's the only time I've ever done those quests was that one time when we were doing Wrath Classic. I had a lot of fun in Wrath Classic, to be honest with you. That was Grizzly Hills is still like I think my favorite zone that I've done in
That
World
is
of
a
Warcraft.
really good zone.
It's so good. Like the music and
The music, yeah.
ah.
It's probably one of the better expansions they've ever done.
It's up there now with my I've got it up there with Plains of Power. It's definitely one of my favorite expansions that I've ever done for an MMO. And I wasn't there at launch. I just did the classic version of it, and it was still really freaking fun. Um, I just like ice stuff anyway, and to have it be topped off with a really cool story and some really cool zones.
Well, now I got a level of Goblin. Matt, what did you say was the easy rogue spec now?
That's a good question. The one with the least amount of buttons is probably Outlaw.
Cool, cool.
But,
Wow.
I personally prefer Assassination. And the funny thing about rogues, it's like the beginning of every expansion, it's like they focus the assassin build on bleeds. And then by the end of the expansion, it's poisons.
So
now with the
go ahead,
now
sorry.
with the hero talent, now with the hero talents, it's either or. So, and bleeds is can be a lot of fun because there's a talent you can take where, as soon as a mob hits 35% health, like all of your bleeds instantly cause them to bleed out. So it almost kind of feels like Panda Remix, where it goes from like 35% to like dead.
So do poisons, do they have to be manually applied, or is it like a talent that you get where they're just automatically applied?
You have to apply them, but it's an hour-long buff. Back during Classic, it was charges, like it is in EQ too.
Okay.
So you'd have like 100 charges, and it would only last an hour, or 100 charges.
Whichever
so
came first. Okay, yeah.
Right. But now it's just hour-long buffs.
Huh.
And they have poisons that do crippling poison, which reduces movement speed. They have mind-numbing poison, which
Check out this
reduces
guy's
casting
mage, guys, on the broom. This broom mount is freaking
Entropic
awesome.
Poison,
and that hat,
which does reduces the amount of damage.
blue hat, I want that
they
blue
do
hat on my
against
other
you.
mage. That was cool.
And then they have rogues have an ability called Shiv, where it'll apply your offhand poison. It'll amplify it. So say you have the 3% damage reduction. If you use Shiv, it jumps it to 6%. Which that's really helpful for like raiding and dungeons and stuff. And then there's another one. I forget what the last one is, but it reduces the healing that they can take. But Outlaw's a lot of fun thematically because you're like pulling out a pistol and shooting and
what?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing right now. And yeah.
Oh, I
it's
think
pretty
I
fun.
should make one of those. They
I'm
sound fun.
literally going to character select right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish this and do.
Yeah,
I need to see this.
The sounds are
So,
fun too.
Goblin.
And I'll tell you, once you're obviously once you're max level, your rotation is like you're hitting like ambush. It's between ambush and then your pistol shot. And as
Oh
you
my
crit,
God.
it's like you get at that point when you're max level, you'll have like 8 combo points, and you'll be like, we'll use one ability, max combo points. You use a finisher. Use your next ability, max combo points. Use a finisher. It's insane. Which is why they were really good until they were really sought after for mythics, higher mythics, because of the damage reduction of their poisons. They get a lot of utility where they can AoE blind. So everything in an area is blind and just walking around, you know. One thing they added with Assassin Rogues is out of stealth you can use Garrote, which is a bleed, and it's AoE now.
Oh, and it's out of stealth. Holy crap.
Yeah, you and so the talent you can take for that, it not only makes your Garrote AoE, it also makes your Rupture, which is another bleed, AoE.
Dude, the amount of ears you can choose from is ridiculous.
I'm telling you, man, they got great lobes.
This
That's
is
funny.
hilarious.
We're gonna be a guild full of them soon.
That sounds like fun, no lie.
Yeah. I'm gonna go make one. I'm just gonna hand in this quest and then I'm gonna go make it.
It just sounded hilarious. This is I've never done a goblin.
Time
Oh,
is
yeah.
money, friend.
Time is money, friend.
How you
And
doing?
Yeah.
I haven't even made it. A rogue at all. My load screen is so long when all the Americans are on it.
There's also talents as rogue you can take where you have added, so you have abilities like feint, which will reduce your threat. Well, they've added things now where you can take a talent point where not only does it reduce your threat, but it also reduces AOE damage against you, like avoidance does, the avoidance stat. So yeah, they're pretty cool. And then their self heal is you pull out a little like potion and chug it down, and it does a heal over time.
This would go thematically very well with my Mecha Gnome Hunter main.
Mm-hmm.
I see you got the purple hair.
Oh my god, these bat ears are ridiculous. The tall ears on the goblin. Holy shit. I am Echo Chamber. Ooh, there's 2 starting areas. Was it Bilgewater Port you were saying? Is that like the starting area you should choose?
So that's their racial starting area during Cataclysms when they came out.
Okay.
So you'll quest in their like home area, and during part of the quest, Deathwing flies over, and
If you've never done it, you should do it. It's awesome.
yeah, you should do it at least once.
Thematically, it goes really well with the armor quest that you get at level 50 too. It sounds like.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, you'll get like right away as you're questing, you'll get a little a little vehicle to ride around in.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
honk the horn and play the radio. And
That's awesome.
Are you making it in standard or time runner?
I just did a standard one just so that I have it.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I don't want to go through. Well, it's ending anyway.
Written stab.
Yeah, Ren stab, little boy. I'll
Stab,
have-
stab.
Stab. Well, the pistol thing that Maduros was talking about with Outlaw made me go, I gotta play one now. If I can have a pistol and like pew pew a little bit as a type of
It's
rogue,
pretty fun.
that
not gonna
sounded
lie.
way too cool.
yeah, and as Outlaw 2, you get a grappling hook, kind of like Survival Hunters, where you can like shoot it ahead and move forward faster with it.
That's freaking awesome.
You
So
can
that's a
traverse
gnome?
gaps. What's that?
It was a gnome you were talking about. Apart from being
Cool. Well, now I have another alt to spend tons of time on. Yay!
Yeah. That's funny.
Well, I'm gonna head out,
This is
guys. I'm
This is
gonna
a troll one, Matt? That you said?
Goblin.
Goblin.
Goblin. Yeah.
Goblin. Okay.
Yeah, I got a little stabby.
See you, buddy.
Stabby guy created. Yeah, I'm gonna head out for the evening, guys. I'll catch everybody. I'll be on Thursday night for sure as soon as the servers are up, so I'll see hopefully a lot of you then. Otherwise,
Same
next
here.
Saturday for harvesting.
Later, pal.
All right, see you guys.
Bye bye.